What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, I'm breaking down all of the different shiny hunting methods in Pokemon Legends ZA so you can get some shinies on your very first run. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it and consider supporting the channel by joining the PanFam and that join channel member button below. The shiny odds in Legends ZA are 1 out of 4,096, and the only way to increase your shiny odds is by getting the shiny charm, which requires you to complete all of Maple's research. It is an incredibly long grind to do that, but luckily for us, we can do this without the shiny charm. I've been doing this without the shiny charm, but if you had the shiny charm, these methods would work way better because it gives you an additional 3 shiny rolls. Just to note that static Pokemon, like gift Pokemon, the Kanto starters you receive, the Kalos starters you receive, are going to be shiny locked. Also, Pokemon can be shiny, but they do not get affected by the shiny charm. And before we dive into the different methods, you should master the wild zones with 100% completion rate. That means you cap every Pokemon that is depicted in the photo for these wild zones. And once you do that, the spawns will become randomized and different Pokemon can become now alpha in those wild zones. So this is how you're going to increase your odds of potentially getting an alpha shiny Pokemon. Pokemon Legends Z has added one more additional shiny mechanic, and that mechanic is the game saves your shinies. Now, the game has autosave manually on. You can't turn it off, but it's actually good because it allows shiny Pokemon to be saved. So I've been doing a shiny hunt in the 3rd wild zone here, and these shiny Pokemon just exist now. I can turn off my game, and they'll still be here. I can reload the map. They'll still be here. And they're all still shiny. So we got a bunch of shinies just chilling over here. And the game will save up to 10 different shiny Pokemon at once. Now, when you hit your 11th shiny, one of the 10 Pokemon that was shiny before it will automatically despawn. So you don't want to keep too many of them. And this mechanic is super interesting because the only way to make a Pokemon despawn is, one, if you try to catch it and the Pokemon just runs away, then it's gone for good. Or if the Pokemon just flees from you because it's a skittish mon, it's just going to be gone. So those are your 2 major ways to lose a Pokemon spawn. I will still always recommend doing a hard save right before you catch a Pokemon, just in case, because if you do fail to capture, just turn off your game, reload it, and just try to get that capture again. You don't want to make a mistake and lose a precious shiny. Now, we have a couple of very easy methods to shiny hunt with in Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm going to use Wild Zone 3 as my example here. So you can see Pokemon have spawned in already all around me. All these Pokemon, when they spawn in, they have a chance of being shiny, right? Which is really cool, including the Pokemon that potentially are right behind me too, right? So if there was, let's say, a Pidgey over here, that could be shiny. It was a wild Pidgey, an example like that. So how do we reset the spawns quickly? Well, the first thing is, if you just fly to a zone, all the Pokemon that are near you that spawn in have a chance of becoming shiny. So you could literally just do this over and over again. And as long as you're looking at the Pokemon, as long as it spawns in, like these Skidoos I can see in front of me, they have the chance of being shiny. This Pikachu has a chance of being shiny just from doing this. Now, there are espers that spawn on the other side here, and since I can't see them spawn in, then they cannot be shiny because they did not spawn in. So you do have a spawn radius near you, and if that Pokemon's not in the spawn radius, then you cannot shiny hunt for it. So you do need to make them spawn in order for them to spawn in shiny, which makes a lot of sense. Wild Zone 3 does have a way to exploit that really well, and this will work for pretty much every Pokemon in this area except for the Pikachu. Pikachu does not work with this particular method unless you modify it a little bit. So to do the particular method is, Wild Zone 3 for some reason has this tower here, and you can do a stair reset. If you just hold down on the left stick, you will just constantly be reloading and loading and loading. So all the Pokemon in the vicinity have a chance of being shiny here. So including the Alpha Litlilo, there's an Alpha Fleshhinder up here as well that has a chance of being shiny too. Also, something to keep in mind, all the Pokemon that spawn on rooftops, like right behind you, Scatterbug, Pavilion, Badoo, they also have a chance of being shiny as well. So you want to definitely make sure you check the rooftops while you're doing the stair exploit method in Wild Zone 3, because it's really good to get a living shiny dex for a lot of these Pokemon. Now, if you are doing this and you want to see if you can get Pikachu, well, the fastest way to get Pikachu would to actually be walking just a little bit. You want to make sure you go to the edge here, and then you can start seeing the Pikachu spawning in over there. And you can also get the Esper spawning in too. Now, here's the AFK way to do the Wild Zone 3 stair reset. I have a rubber band on my Switch Pro controller. and it's just holding down the down button, and it's super easy just to leave this on and just hang out and shiny hunt like this. Now, you're not going to be able to get all the Pokemon shiny with this method. Pikachu is pretty much not going to be able to get shiny because Pikachu spawns too far away from the stairs for it to actually spawn in to make a shiny roll occur. But this is going to be great for pretty much everything else. And this is also going to help you get some of the Pokemon that spawn on the rooftops nearby, potentially a shiny, like Scatterbug, Pavilion, Badoo, Pidgey. So this does have its pros and cons, but because it is an AFK method, you can literally just do this while you're working or something else at your job. As I mentioned before, with Wild Zone 3, make sure to check the Pokemon that spawn just right outside. I have a shiny Pidgey just chilling right over here. And make sure to check the elevator. There will be a couple of potential shinies that can spawn up here too. Scatterbug could be shiny. So let's see if I got a Scatterbug. Didn't get a Scatterbug shiny. We can go over here. Maybe one of the Pavilions pops for me. I hear something. There might be a Fletchhinder we could have got. I don't know. But these guys could potentially be shiny too. Oh, we got a Badoo. Gonna go catch that. That is a Pokemon that can definitely flee. So I would definitely recommend trying to save right before you do the capture there, but make sure to check the rooftops. You never know what could be up here. I'm unsure if these Pat Rats are getting reset by this method too, but if they are, then that's a really great Pat Rat spot. Now, fast traveling is a great way to reset the spawns, but you don't have to just fast travel to the Wild Zone directly. Like in Wild Zone 6, there is a cafe in the middle of this zone. So we can actually use that to reset the spawns here. So we can go fly to this. It's going to work the exact same as flying right to the Wild Zone marker. And with this method, we can actually shiny hunt for Houndour, Alpha Houndoom. There's an Alpha Pikachu that spawns on this roof as well. And you can also get the Metatites that spawn in here too. But once again, you are too far away to get the Binnacles that are all the way on the other side here. You are too far away to get the Swablu. So once again, remember your render distance of these hunts. But once again, you can just spam fly to the cafe here. You will get different Pokemon, and if you can master the areas, different alphas can show up. So you can just see, all right, nothing here. I don't see a shiny. Just do it again, go to the cafe, and all that. It's a little bit of menuing, but this is going to be a great way to do it for certain Pokemon hunts. Now, the other major shiny hunting method in this game is going to be bench resetting. So when you rest on a bench, and we are currently in Wild Zone 5, when you rest on a bench, it will reload the game from day to nighttime, but it also reloads all the spawns. So an example, in Wild Zone 5, we can sit on this bench right here, and you can see we're getting Bellsprouts, we're getting Venipes, Bunnelbees, they're all spawning in. So this is a pretty decent spot to shiny hunt some cool Pokemon that can potentially Mega Evolve. Also, fun fact, later in the game when you do get Wild Zone 16, these Pokemon are spawning in too. So you're also shiny hunting for a Flaffy and an Alpha Ampharos at the same time, which is a really cool bench right here. So how to do this method is super simple. You walk up to the bench, you just kill some time, you just mash A. Super easy. Now, this cutscene is going to play. This cutscene does take 10 seconds-ish. It feels at least like 10 seconds. You know, then you got to load, then you go through it, then you look back, and you're just going to keep on hitting it over and over and over again. Now, there is a way to do the bench resetting AFK, but you're going to most likely want to have a modded controller, some sort of controller that has a turbo button, or at least a way that can just mash the A button really well, and also hold down the left stick. There's a couple on the market that can do it. I personally do not have one at the moment of recording. I am just using my rubber band method with the stick going down, and I'm just mashing A. And you can essentially just, you know, watch a YouTube video, watch my other videos, and just hunt like this, and it's super easy. And once again, if a shiny spawns in, you're gonna have it. You may hear the sound, you may not hear the sound, but if there is a shiny, it's gonna stay there as long as you don't exceed the 10 shinies in the overworld. So it's a super safe, chill, easy method. As you can see, I'm rolling new spawns because you once again can see that new alphas of different species are showing up every single time. So this spot is gonna be really good for Wild Zone 5, but also any bench can do this in the game. And it doesn't necessarily just need to be in wild zones. It can just work for any Pokemon that has a bench near it, and if the Pokemon is in that spawn radius, you are going to be able to re-roll it for a potential shiny Pokemon. Now, another excellent shiny hunting method that a lot of people are overlooking is just running away and despawning and respawning Pokemon without using the bench, without fast traveling. So in 16, we can see that we have a Froakie, and we have an Alpha Froakie at the top. This is the only Froakie that spawns, and if you actually run far enough away, you can respawn and despawn it without ever going into the wild area, which is actually really good. So you can see we have an Alpha right there. You also get a couple of links. If we just run far enough away out to this manhole here, it despawns, and then we can run back into the wall. You don't have to go into it, and we can see we have a new Froakie. It's not an Alpha. So you can just keep on doing this over and over again, and once it despawns, pretty much about sort of at that light pole actually instead of the manhole. Yeah, you can, and then there we got another Alpha Froakie up there. So just keep on doing this. This is maybe the best shiny hunt way to do Froakie for those who want to get Greninja. I don't think there is a better way. I mean, you could do the fly method, but it's just a lot of menuing, and I think this is just much more chill just to run back and forth. And you can also potentially get a shiny Phalanx, which does have a really cool Mega Evolution in this game. So, hey, I think it's well worth it. How do we shiny hunt for fossil Pokemon? Well, we're going to be at the Stone Emporium, and we're going to have to buy a couple of fossils. Fossils cost 20,000 for the Jaw or Sail, 30,000 for the Old Amber. Let's go for a potential Tyrant just to show it off. We can buy, it's going to be a lot. We can buy 10. All right, that cost me a lot of money. And we're going to leave. Now, you don't have to buy 10. You can buy 5. You can buy 1. I just think 10 is a pretty decent number if you have a lot of money, like I do. So we're going to go to the Pokemon Research Lab. And then we are going to go to the Research Lab up here. And then we are going to go to the second floor. You have to have unlocked the side quest, though, to get the fossils unlocked, and then you can talk to this in person to revive your fossils. Now, before you revive your fossils, you should make a save in front of this person, because the game does not autosave after you do the fossil reset. So what you're going to do here is you're just going to mash through, give them a Jaw fossil, and it's just going to have a Pokemon in your party. So we got our 10 Tyrants. None of them are shiny. None of them are alphas. They all have different natures, different genders. I don't want any of these, so since the game didn't save after refreshing those, we're just going to reload our save before we gave it back to the guy. And we're going to go through the 10 again, and maybe we'll get lucky this time. But the general point is we have our 10 again. We can just start giving him over and over again. It's going to give us different Pokemon each single time. So there we go. Now we have more Jaw fossils. So hopefully we get one. Most likely won't, but we'll just continue on to our next shiny hunting method. Now, special Pokemon spawns work the same. Even though they don't spawn in the wild zones, plenty of Pokemon can still be hunted using the bench method or even the fly method. Now, I'm going to show you the best shiny hunting spot for Ralts, because I know a lot of people want to get that shiny Gardevoir, shiny Gallade, and it's going to be right over here. I featured this in my special spawns video, so check that out for the 10 special spawn locations. But how we're going to shiny hunt this Ralts? So one, there's 2 Raltses that spawn here. There's going to be one on the right, one on the left. Of course, they both have a chance of becoming alpha. They both have a chance of being male or female. And of course, they have a chance of being shiny. So we're going to climb up this long ladder, play the Snake Eater music. And we're going to go up here. And we actually got a couple benches. And luckily for us, these Pokemon are still spawned in. They're still here. We are close enough. So it seems like the radius for Pokemon spawns might have infinite height. So we don't have to worry about being top of buildings. The Pokemon on the ground, as long as they're close to us, they will still spawn in. So we're just going to do the bench method. And you're just going to chill on this bench, reset from day to night. And, you know, Ralts spawns during both day and nighttime. So each time this cutscene loads in, you are going to have a chance of getting a shiny Ralts. While doing this method, I actually realized that Eevee also spawns over here. So you can shiny hunt for Eevee by using this bench and Ralts at the same time. Now, I've also noticed that sometimes Hawlucha is going to spawn here. So potentially you can get a shiny Hawlucha with this spot. It's not a consistent spawn, so I probably wouldn't recommend this for exclusively Hawlucha. It's a nice bonus with the Eevee and the Ralts. Well, I got a shiny Pokemon, but not the one I was looking for. We got a Fletchling over there, but hey, I'll take a Fletchling while we continue doing this hunt. I've done a lot of resets. But I will definitely say it's worth it. Get some good shinies along the way. Hopefully we can catch it here. All right, well, that's my first shiny Fletchling, so let's keep going. Hope I get a Ralts, Hawlucha, or an Eevee here. Now, for those who are worried about the spawn distance of shinies, well, I just got a shiny that I wasn't even aware that could be shiny in this spot. But we got ourselves a little hamster, and he's freaking adorable. Absolutely gorgeous little dude. Beautiful. So, you know, we're still working on a Ralts or Eevee or a, a Hawlucha, but I'll take this guy any day of the week. And don't forget, you should probably save before you do these, just in case you fail the hunt. You don't want to pop them out and you accidentally fail it. Let's even get in a Pokeball. That'll be ideal. All right, one more shiny. Let's go for another. Well, we got our third shiny here, and it is the Shuppet. So we have really good shiny luck resetting here after a couple of hours of trying, but still no Ralts or Eevee or Hawlucha. But I'll take this Shuppet. I don't have this one, and it's pretty cool shiny overall. So let's get it. See if I get in a pool ball, like a Lux ball. And there we go. All right. Let's hope the fourth shiny is the one. And after hours of resetting, and I did get a second shiny Fletchling, so this is officially shiny number 5. We got ourselves a shiny Ralts just down here. Now, I didn't hear the sound until I actually went down and checked. I pretty much checked like about every 30 minutes to see it, but I recommend saving before you go to catch it. And there we go. Unfortunately, this Ralts is a female, not a male, so I'm still gonna have to keep the hunt going at some point. But look at that thing. This thing's hilarious. Also, it will just like run away and go up the building, which is weird, and sort of just hang out and get stuck here. It's just a hilarious little thing. This is why you should definitely save before you try to catch it. But there we go. We got ourselves our shiny Ralts, and that is how you shiny hunt in Pokemon Legends ZA. All the methods that are currently known in the game. And hopefully this video is helpful for you. And if it is, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Support my work by becoming a channel member. We'll have more Pokemon content on the channel, especially more shiny hunting guides for particular special spawns too. Anyways, have a good one. Peace out, and I'll catch you guys next time.